What's going on, guys? I hope everyone's doing well. I know I originally in my last video said that I wanted to wait until after the card show this weekend to post another video, but I had some stuff kind of come up that I've changed about the YouTube channel and some ways that I'm taking pictures now, and I kind of wanted to share that in a shorter form video because I wanted to be kind of easily digestible and not as long form as the previous video, and I think the one after the show is probably a little bit longer anyway. So just a couple of things that I've done and changed. First thing is kind of a way that I'm taking pictures. I did end up getting a lot off of eBay, just a small little Raiders lot. A lot of it's select, and that's why I got it, because a lot of what I have already is mosaic, and I wanted a little more variety, and I couldn't pass up the deal. I think I won the auction for $1 for 15 cards. I think it was like $7 and some odd cents after taxes and fees and all that kind of stuff. And you know, it's got some nice veterans in it. You know, Josh Jacobs. Let's see here. Josh Jacobs, got some die cut stuff in here. Get out of this glare here. Derek Carr, and then some other players. Jason Witten. Let me see. Yeah, there we go. Sorry. There we go. And then, you know, some basic die cut stuff. Just give me some variety, so it's not just all mosaic right now. I'm sure I'll be able to get a little more variety at the show on actually Saturday. Originally I was going to go Sunday, but it turns out the show is open Saturday and Sunday, so I'm going to make sure I get out there Saturday. But I bought that, and I wanted to update you on kind of the sales tracking system that I'm using, right? It's really cool. It's been really nice to use because it kind of does all the math for me, right? And I'm all about making and streamlining this process. So I went in and plugged it in. It's a mix year because it's 2019 through 2021. It's eBay lot, Raiders team lot. Total cost was $7.39, 15 cards, which breaks it down to 49 cents a card, which isn't horrible. Which is actually really good. But what all this information does for me, right? In sales information, I can go in here under brand, at the lot, the player that sold, the card, how I sold it, how many cards I sold, the total price, all that jazz, right? And then once everything's all said and done and I've got all the information plugged in, I can actually go back over here to my card costs and results, and it'll start breaking down because it recognizes the product. It'll be the cost of the cards it sold, the total profit, because it automatically pulls this math here over to it, right? And then it'll give me my ROI, which is nice because it's something that automatically does all that information for me. And then what I've done individually is I've gone over here, and I'm using this page here as kind of a inventory list, as a itemized inventory list. So I can go in here and just list all the cards that I get per lot. I went ahead and put my cost in here, which now that I think about it, or I thought about it, I don't actually need all this stuff. And then I've got the actual comps right here for some of these cards. So that was the big thing I wanted to show you with the new lot that I got in this system. The next thing I want to show you, which is really cool, I actually found it the other day when I was, I think I was getting ready to head to bed. I was watching some YouTube videos on TV, and I can't remember the YouTuber's name, and I apologize greatly. If I find it before I get this video posted, I'll post his YouTube down at the bottom. But if you look at some of my older pictures on my eBay store, actually I've gone in and I've taken all of my listings down, which I say all, it was 22 or 26 listings. But this is what the pictures used to look like. They're kind of hazy, cloudy, not a lot of great detail. The corners are hard to see because I've got multiple types of backgrounds here. Can't see a corner down here because it's in a stand. You got a nice bright top of the card. It's kind of dim at the bottom of the card. It doesn't look professional, and I don't like that. That's the whole point of this series, is to learn and grow and show you guys what I'm seeing and how I'm adjusting. So what I've done, and I followed the advice of a YouTuber, I went out and bought a sheet of foam core that has black backing on both sides, right? Okay, so I use one sheet that's got nothing wrong with it. Just cut it out, lay it on my desk right here, right? Okay, so it's flat here on the desk, and I'll put a card on it, right? And then the other sheet, I've cut out a back for my phone, where my wallet back goes, and then where my camera goes, right? So I pop it in here, and it fits in there, okay? What this allows me to do is to take a flat picture, okay, and be able to get my fingers out of the picture because they're off to the side far enough, and snap a quick picture. Now, what I do have to figure out is a way to make this a little more rigid so it's not like bouncy, right? I shortened the sides a little bit already. But this has worked really well, and I'll show you the changed pictures in just a second. But something else that I've done is my lighting is not great. I'm down in the office. The only light I have is this one that you see that's reflecting here in my Auburn jersey here. It's just a little dome light that's really, really dim, right? And then the only other light in the room is my ring light. So what I've kind of figured out is I've got a dual screen system here, right? So what I do is I actually take both screens and I make them 100% white. So I'll take like both screens and I'll put a Google Sheet or a Google document or something like that on both sides, and I'll white out both sides of the actual image, right? Or both screens. And what that does is it gives me light from both left and right, and then if I turn them just to the right angles, it allows my ring light to come in from the front, which gives me 3 different types of light. And the product, the end result that I end up with is this guy right here. Okay, so this is one of the images that came in the lot, or cards that came in the lot, and this is the image I took after a little bit of finagling with the images or the settings in my phone. I ended up going to a 2.5 zoom on the phone, and it gives me a real nice crisp picture. You can see all the edges, really good color. Someone just got home, dogs are freaking out. Really good color, vivid, they pop off the cards, and then it just looks a lot better too because you've got a plain black background, as opposed to, you know, one of my Funkos that I had set up in the background just because I was trying to be stupid, right? Why make it more difficult than it needs to be? Originally, I didn't have the 2.5 zoom, and everything was kind of further out, and I was getting weird shading and stuff like that. But once I kind of settled in and looked at how this stuff's set up, it turned out a lot better. And colors are more vivid; they're popping off the cards, and it just looks so much better and so much more professional. So yeah, so that's stuff I wanted to tell you guys about. I'm super excited about this stuff, being able to provide you this kind of content, because this is just as important as looking at the eBay store, right? Because if you're not providing a professional image, then 9 times out of 10, people aren't going to stop and look, right? You know, first impressions mean everything, and you have 2 to 4 seconds when somebody's scrolling through the millions of eBay listings to be like, oh, that image looks good. So I think this is one of the most important facets of the game per se, and I think it's very important. So anyway, thanks so much for hanging out. That's all I have for you today. Again, this weekend, Saturday, I'm heading over to a card show here in the Albany area. I'm going to hang out there, hopefully pick up some decent little lots so we can start posting on our eBay page, or my eBay page, sorry, and kind of get that process going. And when I do that, I'll kind of shoot a video about how I'm going about doing comps and how I'm setting up these listings to kind of streamline the process. I mean, I'm not on any kind of large scale kind of setup yet, but I definitely want to make sure we're streamlining the process and being budget friendly while we're at it. Speaking of budget friendly, this whole setup to do the pictures here, $3.78. Okay, and some different visuals from my actual area because I used a different lighting system, right? Because I just basically took a computer screen and whited it out. So yeah, so that's why I'm trying to save money. Don't want to have to dip into our capital just yet. So that's how we're doing it. Again, guys, thank you so much. Hope you have a great day, and I will see you later this weekend. Appreciate it.